I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the South River Board of Education regular meeting of Monday, June 16th, 2025. In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Laws of 1975 of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the South River Board of Education was provided in the following manner. On January 15th, 2025, the notice was delivered to the office of the South River Borough Clerk and posted at the Board of Education Administration Building. On January 15th, 2025, the notice was faxed mailed to the following newspapers: the Star Ledger, Home News. On January 15th, 2025, the notice was posted at the South River Borough Clerk's office. Mr. Rosa, would you call the roll?
Yes. Mr. Bazak.
Here.
Mr. Budson.
Here.
Mrs. Bush.
Mrs. Bush is temporarily excused.
Mrs. Lau.
Here.
Mr. Nielsen.
Here.
Mr. Onwudaway.
Here.
Mrs. Sadowski.
Mrs. Sadowski is excused.
Mrs. Young Yao.
Here.
Mrs. Urbanik.
Here.
Calvin Samiti.
Calvin is excused.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, the first item of business on our board agenda this evening is under the minutes. Mr. Rosa.
So we have the May 19th pre-meeting minutes, and we have May 22nd regular meeting minutes.
Thank you. We have two sets of minutes. Did any of the board members have any questions or comments on those minutes? Seeing none, what is your pleasure on the minutes?
Move the reading of the minutes into the record.
We have a motion by Vice President Nielsen. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lell. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The minutes passed. Next item on the agenda, we have our use of facilities. Mr. Rosa.
So we have number 682, number 778, number 779, number 781, and number 784.
Thank you. Board members, any comments or questions on the use of facilities? And what is your pleasure on the use of facilities?
Move the use of facilities in accordance with board policies.
We have a motion by Vice President Nielsen,
Second.
second by Mr. Basak. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have our financial report. Mrs. Lowe.
Thank you. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby certifies that it is in receipt of the financial report, which indicates that no major account has been overexpended and that sufficient funds are available to meet the district's financial obligations for the remainder of the fiscal year. The Finance Committee recommends that the reports of the Board Secretary and the Treasurer of School Monies for April 2025 be approved, and I so move.
We have a motion by Mrs. Lowe,
Second.
second by Vice President Nielsen. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. At this time, I am going to turn the meeting over to our Superintendent of Schools for her monthly report. Dr. Zurcher, please.
Thank you, Mrs. Urbanik. I have two items on my report today, just a general update of our special happenings for the month of June. But then I also have Mr. Crouch with us this evening to do a presentation on the required student safety data report for period 1, which covers the period between September 1, 2024 and December 31, 2024. I'll begin with my report first, and then I'll turn it over to Mr. Crouch for his presentation. So I'd like to begin in June, on June 3rd. We had our senior awards night. We recognized the outstanding achievements of many of our seniors. And in total, we were able to award $72,985 in scholarships and awards, thanks to the generous supports of local organizations, families, community partners, and the evening was just a huge success in that regard. I'd also like to advise the community that we have a new parent resource guide that we have posted on our district website. This is mainly for new families moving into South River, but it's really good, helpful, updated information for all of our families. And what we will be doing as a family comes into South River is we will be giving them a welcome package, including a tote, a folder, a water bottle that they can use for our water filling stations, and then also a refrigerator magnet with a QR code that will lead them straight to the information on the website. This will help parents understand where they can park, how to drop off or pick up their child, who in the district they can turn to for different questions or for different type of information. So it's a really great resource, and it is posted on our website. And if you go to the district website, the quickest way to access it for any parent is to go to the quick links portion at the bottom of the website where it says Parent Resource Guide. So we're excited to be able to introduce that. Also listed on our website, we have a host of summer programs from K all the way to grade 12 that we are providing different types of opportunities for credit recovery, enrichment, as well as pre-K prep. Really a lot of information there, so we encourage you to go to the tab on the district website for summer programs to see everything that we have available. We were able to recently also add a STEAM, that STEM with an art component built in to our summer programs, and we've added that just recently. So please, I encourage you to take a look at that. And also, I'd like to talk about some of the facilities projects that we have planned for this summer. As we approach the new school year, our team has been working already to prepare for a successful start to the upcoming school year. So for the past several months, we've focused really on ordering instructional materials. This is for the 25-26 school year. Planning and scheduling our facilities upgrades, recruiting new faculty. There are many of them being approved on this agenda tonight. Again, starting with us in a new school year for 25-26. We have several facilities projects, including a new outdoor classroom for the primary school, our only school right now without an outdoor learning and support area. We also have board approval tonight for the initiation of a press box for Denny Stadium. We also have a roofing project that's due for the primary school, and then we have new HVAC also being installed for the elementary, the middle school, and the primary school. A lot of these projects are grant-based, and we're fortunate to be able to acquire these types of grants to really pursue them and acquire the types of grants that are needed to keep up and maintain our facilities. And in my report, you will also see there are reports in curriculum and instruction from our assistant superintendent, buildings and grounds, each of our schools, as well as our special education department, climate and culture as well, student services, and our business office. And at this time, I will turn it over to Mr. Crouch so that he can present our required report for period 1 on student safety data. Thank you, Mr. Crouch.
Thank you, board members, and to the stakeholders in the audience. So tonight I'm going to be going over the Student Safety Data Systems Report for September 1, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. Basically, I'm going to do a quick presentation that outlines our student data safety system and reporting through the 1st through the 31st of December. Each section has its own different point to it. We're going to go over the programming and the trainings that all the staff have received, and then we're going to look at the data from each one of the schools individually. So over the past year, since September to last December, we've had 19 HIB trainings, which can include everything from suicide prevention to HIB prevention and intervention, characteristics of HIB, et cetera. We also had multiple programs that ran across the entire district, 31 in total. So we had 19 HIB trainings and 31 programs that we did in that window between the 1st of September and the 31st of December of last year. When we look at the numbers here for the Early Learning Center, this is our first year reporting, so there is nothing but zeros in the first line. And in the second, there have been 3 HIB programs that were held there in the past year, the 1st through the 31st of December. Primary school, there was 1 reported HIB. We had 4 HIB trainings, and we had 3 HIB programs. In the elementary school, we had 9 HIBs in this past, which is an increase from the 23 reporting period. We had 6 other incidences. We had 6 alleged HIBs, 12 HIB trainings, and 6 HIB programs. For the middle school, we had 8 HIBs in this reporting window. We had 0 incidences for removal, 0 alleged, 1 HIB training, and 14 programs. In the high school, we went from 12 to 3 HIBs in this reporting period. We went from 6 leading to removal to 11. We had no alleged HIBs. We had 1 HIB training, and we had 5 HIB programs. And now that you know that, I want to tell you about a couple of things that we are doing in the pre-K curriculum. We're using a program called Tools of the Mind, which offers SEL and SEL competency for younger children. We are running the Masonic INRS model currently, which is now going to be transferring over into MTSS, which is multi-tiered systems of support, as well as we have our student assistance counselor who is going back and forth between the high school and the middle school on a regular basis to serve students with different needs. We have 2 companies that we're working with specifically. We have Effective School Systems, which is offering us a full-time clinician at the high school, as well as a part-time clinician who does our restorative community service. We also have Rutgers Behavioral Health, where we have 1 clinician who is housed in the middle school. We also have Care Solace, which is a great program that offers anyone, regardless of their status or their insurance or anything, direct access to mental health care for whatever level you need, and they will match you based on your financial and your insurance needs. We have our South River Therapy Dog Program, which is great. Everybody loves seeing the dogs. It's usually really a lot of fun. And then we also have our Culture and Climate team, who are working on multiple different initiatives. Some of you may have seen the letters that go home if you have an absence, or we have little RAM postcards that are going home to give praise to students. A lot of really nice things. The main focus right now with that is trying to get attendance and the culture cleaned up and better than it was yesterday. So in summation, confirmed HIBs are relatively low compared to investigations. There's a high focus on proactive support for mental health and behavior. There's a use of dedicated clinicians and support staff at all levels. There's an encouragement for families to use tools like I just explained with Care Solace. There's an emphasis on restorative practices over punitive punishments, and integration of the culture and climate strategies across the district. Again, my name is Matthew Crouch. If you have any questions, this is my email. You can feel free to reach out to me. But at this time, I'll ask if anyone has anything they'd like to ask. All right, I'll take it. Thank you very much, folks, and I hope this was informative for you.
Thank you, Mr. Crouch.
Thank you, Mr. Crouch.
Thank
And
you.
with that, Mrs. Urbanic concludes my superintendent's report for this evening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Zurcher. Both of these items will be going underneath the consent resolution. At this time, the board is now going to open up the meeting for the reception of visitors. And this is so that the public may address agenda items only. There will be another public portion toward the end of this meeting so that the public may address any items of interest to the Board of Education, but at this time, it is for agenda items only. If any member of the public would like to come forward to speak regarding agenda items, please come to the microphone, state your name and address, and please keep your comments to a 10-minute time limit. This is on first call, on second call, on third call. This public portion is closed, and we will move on with the rest of our meeting. At this time, we have many resolutions for many of our teachers and staff who are either retiring or receiving awards. This is a very nice meeting to give them this recognition, and we're going to start it off with Mrs. Lell. You have several to present, please.
Thank you. I just want to make. Can I try now? I tried. I can do teacher voice.
Yeah.
I don't think I need it.
Speak up.
Ms. Procaccini here? Resolution. Whereas Corey Procaccini has served the students of the South River School District as a dedicated guidance counselor. And whereas Corey Procaccini's use of effective instruction techniques and methods were outstanding. And whereas Corey Procaccini's establishment of productive community climate and rapport with students demonstrates inspirational leadership. And whereas Corey Procaccini has developed feelings of self-worth and love of learning in students by her honesty and commitment to the counseling profession. And resolved, the South River Board of Education, at its public meeting of June 16th, 2025, wishes to recognize Corey Procaccini for selection to the 2025 Governor's Educational Services Professional of the Year program representing the middle school. And be it further resolved that the South River Board of Education, at its public meeting of June 16th, 2025, wishes to have these sentiments spread upon the minutes of this meeting, and that a copy of this resolution be presented to Corey Procaccini. Signed, Johnny Rosa, Board Secretary, Cynthia Urbanik, President. Certificate of recognition presented by State of New Jersey Department of Education. 24-25 Governor's Educator of the Year program awarded to Corey Procaccini in honor of the contributions of being an outstanding educator in a New Jersey public school.
Good evening, everyone. I want to start by saying how truly honored and a little bit overwhelmed I am to be standing here today. Being named Educational Services Professional of the Year is one of those moments that you don't expect, but you never forget. It means more than I can say, and I am deeply grateful. I've spent the last 20 years as a school counselor, and in that time, I've learned that this role is not just about scheduling, state testing, 504 plans. It's about being someone students know they can count on. It's about sitting with them through their tough moments, celebrating their growth, and reminding them, sometimes every day, that they matter. One of the greatest joys of this job is watching students grow, not just academically, but as people. Seeing a quiet 6th grader turn into a confident 8th grader, or watching a student learn how to manage their emotions, advocate for themselves, or support a friend. Those are the moments that stick with me. And I've had the privilege of being part of thousands of those moments over the years. Maya Angelou once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." I hope my students leave my office feeling heard, seen, and supported. If I've done that, then I've done my job. To everyone here, thank you for this incredible honor. I will carry it with humility and profound gratitude. Thank you.
Ms. Zadlock. You want to talk about a Ram fan? Mhm. It's okay. Whereas Doreen Zadlock served the students of the South River School District from 2010 to 2025, and whereas Doreen Zadlock served as middle school English language arts teacher, middle school special education teacher, part-time elementary school special education teacher, extended school year staff member, professional development presenter, and curriculum writer, and distinguished herself by her enthusiastic devotion to her profession by accepting all responsibilities assigned to her. And whereas Doreen Zadlock's service to the school district was marked by her honesty, integrity, and commitment. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the South River Board of Education hereby recognizes this retirement, and this resolution be adopted, spread upon the minutes of June 16th, 2025, public meeting, and that a copy of same be presented to Doreen Zadlock. Signed, Johnny Rosa, Board Secretary, Cynthia Urbanek, President.
I would like to thank the Board of Education for allowing me to work here for the last 15 years. I'm probably one of the few people who has been a resident, a student, an alum, and a teacher. And I truly loved working with each and every student that I had. I grew up being a Ram. I couldn't wait as a little kid when my parents took me to the football game, because that's all we could afford to do on weekends, was to come and see a game. And I nagged my father during the game to find out what was going on, and he taught me the game of football. That was about 60 years ago, and I've been to most of the games since then. We used to listen to basketball on the radio, and I was always proud to be a Ram. I hope that all of the upcoming graduates will be proud to be Rams and come around once in a while. And remember the examples that your teachers and the people that are responsible for you have given you. Remember, when you go out in the world, you represent us. And I want you to represent us in a positive way. I've always been proud. Every one of my blood relatives graduated from this school, from the 1930s all the way to the 1990s. And it's been something I learned. One of the first songs I learned was the South River Alma Mater, and that's no lie. And my father taught me what the word noble meant. And I tried to live my life as a good example like they did for me. So I hope your high school years have been good here. I enjoyed working here. It's the best job I ever had. And I've worked for 45 years. I'm 65 years old. It's time for me to retire. It was a rough year for me. My mom hasn't been very well, and everyone on the school was very accommodating and understanding. And it wasn't fair to the students or the colleagues, or even me, to be back and forth, excuse me, my allergies, back and forth and not being reliable. So I decided, even though I wasn't really ready, it was time for me to go. So I hope you enjoyed your time. I hope you learned well. I hope you go out in the world and make all of us proud. Thank you.
Miss B, are you here? All right, so I'm going to try this. Barbara Januszkiewicz. That's why I'm Portuguese. Miss B and I go back 20, what did we figure out? 28 years. We were roommates on the senior trip, my first year as an advisor here. Resolution. Whereas
Januszkiewicz.
All right. Whereas Barbara Januszkiewicz has served the students of the South River School District as a dedicated athletic trainer, and whereas Barbara Yanuszkiewicz' use of effective instruction techniques and methods were outstanding, and whereas Barbara Yanuszkiewicz's establishment of productive community climate and rapport with students demonstrates inspirational leadership. I can roll my R's really well, but not the K's. Whereas Barbara Yanuszkiewicz has developed feelings of self-worth and love of learning in students by her honesty and commitment to the athletic training profession. And resolved, the South River Board of Education, at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to recognize Barbara Yanuszkiewicz for selection to the 2025 Governor's Educational Services Professional of the Year program representing the high school. And be it further resolved that the South River Board of Education, at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to have these sentiments spread upon the minutes of this meeting, and that a copy of this resolution be presented to Barbara Yanuszkiewicz. Signed, Johnny Rosa, Board Secretary, Cynthia A. Urbanek, President. Certificate of recognition from the New Jersey State, the State of New Jersey Department of Education 24-25 Governor's Educator of the Year program awarded to Barbara Yanuszkiewicz in honor of the contributions of being an outstanding educator in a New Jersey public school. Is Kelvin here? No. Okay, I will read this one from here. No, no. Janine O'Hara? We'll switch. We can get my other good side. Got it. Okay. Sorry. I'm reading it for someone. Whereas Jenny O'Hara has served the students of the South River School District as a dedicated teacher, whereas Jenny O'Hara's use of effective instructional techniques and methods were outstanding, and whereas Jenny O'Hara's establishment of productive classroom climate and rapport with students demonstrates inspirational leadership, and whereas Jenny O'Hara has developed feelings of self-worth and love of learning in students by her honesty and commitment to the teaching profession. And resolved, the South River Board of Education, at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to recognize Jenny O'Hara for selection to the 2025 Governor's Educator of the Year program representing the primary school. And be it further resolved that the South River Board of Education hereby recognizes this achievement and this resolution be adopted, spread upon the minutes of the June 16, 2025 meeting, and that a copy of this resolution be presented to Jenny O'Hara. Signed, Johnny Rosa, Board Secretary, Cynthia Urbanek, President. Certificate of recognition, the State of New Jersey Department of Education 24-25 Governor's Educator of the Year program awarded to Jenny O'Hara in honor of the contributions of being an outstanding educator in a New Jersey public school. Rebecca Cartanella. Resolution, whereas Rebecca Cartanella has served the students of South River School District as a dedicated school social worker, and whereas Rebecca Cartanella's use of effective instruction techniques and methods were outstanding, and whereas Rebecca Cartanella's establishment of productive community climate and rapport with students demonstrates inspirational leadership, and whereas Rebecca Cartanella has developed feelings of self-worth and love of learning in students by her honesty and commitment to the social work profession. And resolved, the South River Board of Education, at its public meeting of June 16th, 2025, wishes to recognize Rebecca Cartinella for selection to the 2025 Governor's Educational Services Professional of the Year program representing the primary school. And be it further resolved that the South River Board of Education, at its public meeting of June 16th, 2025, wishes to have these sentiments spread upon the minutes of this meeting, and that a copy of this resolution be presented to Rebecca Cartinella. Signed, Johnny Rosa, Board Secretary, Cynthia Urbanic, President. Certificate of Recognition, the State of New Jersey Department of Education 24-25 Governor's Educator of the Year program awarded to Rebecca Cartinella in honor of the contributions of being an outstanding educator in a New Jersey public school.
Good evening, Dr. Zurcher, members of the South River Board of Education, administrators, colleagues, friends, and family. I am deeply honored and truly humbled to accept the New Jersey Educational Services Professional of the Year Award. As the school social worker at the South River Primary School, this recognition is not just about me. It reflects the strength, resilience, and teamwork that surrounds me every day. I began my journey in education in 2001 as a special education teacher, and I spent 22 fulfilling years in the classroom. In 2020, right as the world was turning upside down, I made a life-changing decision. I enrolled in my Master of Social Work program, answering the call that I have felt for years. What followed was 3 of the most demanding and rewarding years of my life. I was teaching full-time, attending graduate school full-time, completing my internships, and somehow managing life at home with a very busy schedule, including my 5 amazing children. It was chaotic, it was exhausting, and it was worth every minute. Through it all, I had one constant source of strength, my husband, Anthony. His unwavering support, encouragement, and belief in me never faltered, even when I doubted myself. I am eternally grateful to him and to my family, who were my greatest cheerleaders every step of the way. This award is a reminder that growth is always possible, even in the most uncertain of times. To my colleagues who inspire me, to the students and the families who trust me, and to the South River community who have welcomed me into this new chapter with open arms, I thank you. After 24 years of education, I'm almost done, I'm still learning and growing and still so proud to serve. There is a quote that I carry with me that perfectly sums up the heart of my work. We rise by lifting others. And that is what I strive to do each day, to lift up those who may not see their own strengths. And in doing so, I continue to grow myself. This has been the guiding force of my work, whether in the classroom, in social work, or in the home. It is a privilege to rise each day in service to others. Thank you for this incredible honor.
Resolution, whereas Laurette Abdelmalik served the students of South River District from 2003 to 2025, and whereas Laurette Abdelmalik served as middle school science teacher and distinguished herself by her enthusiastic devotion to her profession by accepting all responsibilities assigned to her, and whereas Laurette Abdelmalik's service to the school district was marked by her honesty, integrity, and commitment. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the South River Board of Education hereby recognizes this retirement, and this resolution be adopted, spread upon the minutes of the June 16th, 2025 public meeting, and the copy of same be presented to Laurette Abdelmalik, who could not be with us this evening. Resolution, whereas Sandra Andrasco served the students of South River School District from 2001 to 2025, and whereas Sandra Andrasco served as middle school math teacher, 7th period coverage, grade 6 coordinator, middle school hall duty monitor, professional development presenter, mentor, and curriculum writer, and distinguished herself by her enthusiastic devotion to her profession by accepting all responsibilities assigned to her. And whereas Sandra Andrasco's service to the school district was marked by her honesty, integrity, and commitment. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the South River Board of Education hereby recognizes this retirement, and this resolution be adopted, spread upon the minutes of the June 16th, 2025 public meeting, and the copy of same be presented to Sandra Andrasco, who could not be with us this evening. Last one, and I promise you won't hear me. Resolution, whereas Kelvin Samedi served as a student representative to the South River Board of Education from July 2024 to June 2025, and whereas Kelvin Samedi served her fellow students effectively and diligently by her contribution to the student community, by her participation in the Board of Education meetings, and her high interest in the educational welfare of the South River Public School students. And whereas the South River Board of Education recognizes Kelvin Samedi's outstanding dedication to her duties as student representative to the Board of Education through her demonstrated leadership qualities and wishes her the best in all of her future endeavors. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the South River Board of Education hereby recognizes this service and this resolution be adopted, spread upon the minutes of the June 16th, 2025 meeting, and that a copy of this resolution be presented to Kelvin Samedi. Thank you.
Leslie Ryan. Resolution, whereas Leslie Ryan served the students of South River School District from 2007 to 2025, and whereas Leslie Ryan served as primary school teacher, reading specialist, summer school staff member, and professional development presenter, and distinguished herself by her enthusiastic devotion to her profession by accepting all responsibilities assigned to her. And whereas Leslie Ryan's service to the school district was marked by her honesty, integrity, and commitment. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the South River Board of Education hereby recognizes this retirement and this resolution be adopted, spread upon the minutes of the June 16, 2025 public meeting, and that a copy of the same be presented to Leslie Ryan. Signed, Johnny Rosa, Board Secretary, and Cynthia Brannick, President. Right there. Vivian DiFigueredo. Resolution, whereas Vivian DiFigueredo has served the students of South River School District as a dedicated preschool instructional coach, and whereas Vivian DiFigueredo use of effective instruction techniques of methods were outstanding, and whereas Vivian DiFigueredo establishment of productive community climate and rapport with students demonstrates inspirational leadership, and whereas Vivian DiFigueredo has developed feelings of self-worth and love of learning in students by her honesty and commitment of the teaching professional. And resolved, the South River Board of Education at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to recognize Vivian DiFigueredo for selection to the 2025 Governor's Educational Services Professional of the Year program, representing the Early Learning Center, and be it further resolved that the South River Board of Education at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to have the sentiments spread upon the minutes of the meeting, and that a copy of this resolution be presented to Vivian DiFigueredo, signed Johnny Rosa, Board Secretary, and Cynthia Brannick, President. Certificate of Resignation presented by the State of New Jersey Department of Education 2024 Governor's Educator of the Year Award Program, awarded to Vivian DiFigueredo. Francine Baker. Resolution, whereas Francine Baker has served the students of the South River School District as a dedicated teacher, and whereas Francine Baker's use of effective instruction techniques and methods were outstanding, and whereas Francine Baker's establishment of productive classroom climate and rapport with the students demonstrates inspirational leadership, and whereas Francine Baker has developed feelings of self-worth and love of learning in students by her honesty and commitment to the teaching profession. And resolved, the South River Board of Education at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to recognize Francine Baker for selection to the 2025 Governor's Educator of the Year program representing the Early Learning Center. And be it further resolved that the South River School Board of Education hereby recognizes this achievement, and this resolution be adopted, spread upon the minutes of the June 16, 2025 meeting, and that a copy of the resolution be presented to Francine Baker. Signed, John E. Rosa, Board Secretary, Cynthia Urbanek, President. Certificate of recognition presented by the State of New Jersey Department of Education 2024-2025 Governor's Educator of the Year program awarded to Francine Baker in honor of the contributions of being an outstanding educator in the New Jersey public schools.
Good evening, everyone. Esteemed members of the Board of Education, Dr. Zurcher, faculty administrators, colleagues, and friends, and my wonderful husband who is here tonight. Over the past 13 years, it has been my pleasure to be a part of the South River learning community as a special education teacher. Throughout those years, I have witnessed firsthand the dedication and commitment of each teacher I have worked with in creating a safe and supportive learning environment for their students. It is an honor to be recognized among my colleagues as such an educator and to be selected as this year's Governor's Teacher of the Year for the South River Early Learning Center. A special thank you to Dr. Lieberman, Mrs. Disney, and Mrs. Yerudia for their continued support, leadership, and the care they show on a daily basis, not only for their students, but also for their staff. Most importantly, it's a huge thank you to the ELC educators I work alongside every day, who never fail to inspire me through their passion and enthusiasm for our chosen profession. I count myself extremely lucky to be a part of the ELC's pursuit of excellence in preschool public education. Thank you so much for this amazing honor. I wish you all a fun, relaxing summer and all the best for the coming school year. Have a great night.
Resolution, whereas Julie Constantino served the students of the South River School District from 2022 to 2024, and whereas Julie Constantino served as middle school guidance secretary and distinguished herself by her enthusiastic devotion to her profession by accepting all responsibilities assigned to her, and whereas Julie Constantino's service to the school district was marked by her honesty, integrity, and commitment. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this resolution be adopted, spread it upon the minutes of the June 16, 2025 public meeting, and that a copy of the same be presented to Julie Constantino.
Kristen Monahan. Resolution. Whereas Kristen Monahan has served the students of the South River School District as a dedicated reading specialist, and whereas Kristen Monahan's use of effective instruction techniques and methods were outstanding, and whereas Kristen Monahan's establishment of productive community climate and rapport with students demonstrates inspirational leadership, and whereas Kristen Monahan has developed feelings of self-worth and love of learning in students by her honesty and commitment to the teaching profession. And resolved, the South River Board of Education at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to recognize Kristen Monahan for selection to the 2025 Governor's Educational Services Professional of the Year program representing the elementary school. And be it further resolved that the South River Board of Education at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to have these sentiments spread upon the minutes of this meeting, and that a copy of this resolution be presented to Kristen Monahan. Johnny Rosa, Board Secretary, Cynthia Urbanek, President. Certificate of Recognition. The State of New Jersey, Department of Education, 2024-2025 Governor's Educator of the Year program awarded to Kristen Monahan in honor of the contributions of being an outstanding educator in a New Jersey public school. Kevin Dimer, Commissioner of Education.
I'm deeply honored and humbled to receive the Educational Professional of the Year and the honor at the elementary school. This recognition means so much to me, not just as a personal achievement, but as a reflection of the incredible support and collaboration I've had along the way. To the board members, administrators, and my colleagues, thank you for your constant inspiration and teamwork. To my students, past and present, they are the reason I do this work. Their growth, curiosity, and resilience push me to be better every day. And to my family and loved ones, thank you for your unwavering encouragement and patience. This honor is not just a reflection of my work, but a celebration of the collective effort we all put into building stronger, more inclusive learning environments. Thank you for this recognition. I'll carry it forward with gratitude. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart.
Diane Steinberg. Resolution. Whereas Diane Steinberg has served the students of the South River School District as a dedicated teacher. And whereas Diane Steinberg's use of effective instruction techniques and methods were outstanding. And whereas Diane Steinberg's establishment of productive classroom climate and rapport with students demonstrates inspirational leadership. And whereas Diane Steinberg has developed feelings of self-worth and love of learning in students by her honesty and commitment to the teaching profession. And resolved, the South River Board of Education at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to recognize Diane Steinberg for selection to the 2025 Governor's Educator of the Year program representing the elementary school. And be it further resolved that the South River Board of Education at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to have these sentiments spread upon the minutes of this meeting, and that a copy of this resolution be presented to Diane Steinberg. Johnny Rosa, Board Secretary, Cynthia A. Urbanek, President. Certificate of Recognition. The State of New Jersey, Department of Education, 2024-2025 Governor's Educator of the Year program, awarded to Diane Steinberg in honor of the contributions of being an outstanding educator in a New Jersey public school. Kevin Deemer, Commissioner of Education.
I am truly honored to receive the Teacher of the Year award. It is a privilege to be recognized for something I'm so passionate about and love doing every day. I want to thank my students, and some actually are here right now, who inspire me daily with a curiosity and enthusiasm. I also would like to thank all the parents for their partnership and their support over the years. Additionally, I want to express my gratitude to my colleagues whose support and collaboration make our school a wonderful place to work. Lastly, I would like to thank my family for their understanding, patience, and support throughout the years. Their love motivates me every day. Thank you once again for this incredible award. Thank you. And thank you.
Do we have Brianna O'Reilly here? Resolution. Whereas Brianna O'Reilly has served the students of the South River School District as a dedicated teacher, and whereas Brianna O'Reilly's use of effective instruction techniques and methods were outstanding, and whereas Brianna O'Reilly's establishment of productive classroom climates and rapport with students demonstrates inspirational leadership, and whereas Brianna O'Reilly has developed feelings of self-worth and love of learning in students by her honesty and commitment to the teaching profession, and resolved, the South River Board of Education, at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to recognize Brianna O'Reilly for selection to the 2025 Governor's Educator of the Year program, representing the middle school, and be it further resolved that the South River Board of Education, at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to have these sentiments spread upon the minutes of this meeting, and that a copy of this resolution be presented to Brianna O'Reilly. Signed, John Rosa, Board Secretary, Cynthia Urbanik, President. Certificate of Recognition, presented by State of New Jersey Department of Education. The State of New Jersey Department of Education 2024-2025 Governor's Educator of the Year program awarded to Brianna O'Reilly in honor of the contributions of being an outstanding educator in a New Jersey public school.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to receive this award, and I'm always proud to work in South River.
Ellen Sharp. Resolution. Whereas Ellen Sharp has served the students of the South River School District as a dedicated teacher, and whereas Ellen Sharp's use of effective instruction techniques and methods were outstanding, and whereas Ellen Sharp's establishments of productive classroom climates and rapport with students demonstrates inspirational leadership, and whereas Ellen Sharp has developed feelings of self-worth and love of learning in students by her honesty and commitment to the teaching profession, and resolved, the South River Board of Education, at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to recognize Ellen Sharp for selection to the 2025 Governor's Educator of the Year program, representing the high school, and be it further resolved that the South River Board of Education, at its public meeting of June 16, 2025, wishes to have these sentiments spread upon the minutes of this meeting, and that a copy of this resolution be presented to Ellen Sharp. Signed, Johnny Rosa, Board Secretary, Cynthia Urbanik, President. Certificate of Recognition, presented by State of New Jersey Department of Education. The State of New Jersey Department of Education 2024-2025 Governor's Educator of the Year program awarded to Ellen Sharp in honor of the contributions of being an outstanding educator in a New Jersey public school.
Okay, thank you very much. That was quite some presentations for our 16 recipients, our Teacher of the Years and our Educators of the Year. Congratulations. May you continue to be inspired by the work that you do in educating the children and the students of South River. And to our retirees, we will definitely miss you. At this time, we are going to move on to our consent resolution. Mr. Rosa.
The South River Board of Education, by means of a consent resolution, adopt various resolutions of a routine and non-controversial nature at one time. And whereas the below listed resolutions are hereby adopted by the said Board of Education in whole, as if the same were individually acted upon. And those are under Superintendent 3.1 through 3.2, the President of the Board 5.2 through 5.17, under Athletics 6.1, under Finance 8.1 through 8.38, under Instruction 9.1 through 9.2, under Policy and Legislation 11.1 through 11.7, under Human Resources 12.1 through 12.28, under Safety and Risk Management 13.1 through 13.2, and under Residency 16.1.
Thank you. Is there a motion on that resolution?
Nielsen, move
We
the
have a-
consent resolution.
Thank you, sorry. We have a motion by Vice President Nielsen. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Bazak. Are there any questions, comments, any items that would like to be read separate, or any abstentions? I will be abstaining on Finance Item 8.9. Would you please call the roll?
Mr. Bazak.
Yes.
Mr. Budson.
Yes.
Mrs. Lau.
Yes.
Mr. Nielsen.
Yes.
Mr. Onwudaway.
Yes.
Mrs. Young Yao.
Yes.
Mrs. Urbanic.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. We are now going to hear from our committee reports, starting with our athletics and extracurricular. Mr. Budson.
There is only one item on the agenda, the summer athletic program. The Athletic and Extracurricular Committee, after review of all items on this month's agenda, and upon recommendation of the superintendent, approval of item 6.1 with no additional items on the agenda as listed, included routine items. That's all I have.
Thank you. Buildings and Grounds, Vice President Nielsen.
Nothing to report tonight, Madam President.
Thank you. For our finance, Mrs. Lau.
Thank you. The board approved the submission, acceptance, and amendments for multiple state-funded grants supporting advanced placement expansion, computer science access, and universal student screeners. Additionally, it authorized various contracts for services including legal, nursing, transportation, and mental health, as well as the facility improvements and equipment purchases. Financial resolutions included transfers, tax requests, risk management programs, bank designations, and the cancellation of outstanding checks. The Finance Committee, after reviewing all of the items on this month's agenda, and upon recommendation of the superintendent, recommends approval of the items 8.1 through 8.24, with additional items 8.25 through 8.38 on the agenda as listed, including routine items. And that is all I have for finance.
Thank you. Would you please continue with our Instruction Committee report?
Okay. I will do as Ms. Bush does, and I will provide a small summary before I read our statement. So on June 3rd, students from all grade levels participated in the district's annual Day of Service, engaging in various community-focused projects to promote civic responsibility and gratitude. The Office of Curriculum and Instruction also conducted a professional development needs assessment, collecting over 110 responses to inform the 25-26 District Professional Development Plan. Meanwhile, curriculum development remains a priority, with new and revised guides underway across subjects, including a new K-5 ELA curriculum, AP Psychology, and a restructured wellness program to ensure alignment with NJDOE standards. The Instruction Committee, after review of all items on this month's agenda and upon recommendation of the superintendent, recommends approval of items 9.1 through 9.2 and no additional items on the agenda as listed, including routine items.
Thank you. We have no items under negotiation. And for our policy and legislation, Mr. Onwudaway.
The Policy and Legislation Committee, after review of all items on this month's agenda and upon recommendation of the superintendent, recommends approval of the items 11.1 through 11.3, with additional items 11.4 through 11.7 on the agenda as listed, including routine items. That is all.
Thank you. For Human Resources, Mr. Besa.
Thank you, Madam President. The Human Resources Committee, after review of all items on this month's agenda and upon recommendation of the superintendent, recommends approval of the items 12.1 through 12.27, with additional item 12.28 on the agenda as listed, including routine items.
Thank you. And for our Safety and Risk Management, Ms. Young Yao.
Thank you. The Safety and Risk Management Committee, after review of all items on this month's agenda and upon recommendation of the superintendent, recommends approval of item 13.1 through 13.2 with no additional items on the agenda as listed, including routine items. That's all.
Thank you. Our next committee report, our School Board Borough Council Liaison Committee. Vice President Nielsen.
Nothing to report tonight, Madam President.
Thank you. And Ms. Young Yao, do you have a statement for the Residency Committee?
Just a reminder that we are still looking for the incoming sixth graders to recheck their residency. That can be done on Parent Portal, Genesis. And the Residency Committee, after review of all items on this month's agenda and upon recommendation of the superintendent, recommends approval of the item 16.1 with no additional items on the agenda as listed, including routine items. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Budzen, you are our South River Public Library Liaison.
The library will have a June 13th celebration on June 17th at 6 p.m. On June 24th will be a family arts night, and on June 25th, Eyes of the Wild at 2 p.m. And please look at the library website for other events during the summer. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there any old or new business to come before the board at this time? And do we have an attorney's report?
No report for the public.
Thank you. And we are going to move on and pay the bills. Mrs. Lowe.
The Finance Committee recommends that all bills presented, having been certified by the School Business Administrator Board Secretary, be paid as listed, and I so move.
We have a motion by Mrs. Lowe.
Second.
We have a second by Vice President Nielsen. Are there any questions on the bill list? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, thank you. At this time, we are now going to open up the meeting for the reception of visitors. The public may address any concern or comment they have for the board. When you come to the mic to address any concern or comment for the board, please state your name and address, and please keep your comments to a 10-minute time limit. This is on first call.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Louise.
I'm sorry, can you speak into the mic so we can hear you?
My name is Nicholas Louise. I'm accompanied by Miranda Lizardo, Greg Galavakis, and Julia Francois. We are here in representation of the student body.
Nicholas, what is your address?
168 Whitehead Avenue.
Thank you.
I can begin?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Before we begin, we have some copies to hand out to you if you guys would approve of that.
We'll come and get them from you.
I'll get it. I'm right here.
We, the student body of South River High School,
respectfully urge you to reconsider the decision to move all student clubs to after-school hours in the upcoming 2025-2026 school year. To our knowledge, under the new schedule, there will be a removal of help and access periods, extending blocks, and shifting lunch into Block 3. With that being said, clubs will no longer meet during school hours, instead beginning at 3 p.m. While we understand the need for the overall academic efficiency of this school, this change unintentionally excludes a large portion of our student population. Those who work part-time jobs, play sports, or take on important responsibilities at home would not be able to consistently participate in clubs. Club involvement is not just a luxury for some students. It serves as a chance to feel connected, to lead, and to grow outside the classroom. Thank you.
Let us speak plainly. South River High School has a running tradition of clubs thriving during the school day. Students have found their voice and purpose through these programs because they were accessible and inclusive. Following the proposed after-school model, athletes, especially those in fall sports, will be forced to choose between their teams and their clubs. Working students, often upperclassmen, will be shut out. Many students do not have the luxury of staying past 3 p.m. due to job shifts, sibling care, or transportation limitations. While looking at the population of our school, it is evident that many students have to work to help support their families or to take care of their siblings. It is clear that we don't have the population or demographics for a large percentage of students to participate in after-school activities. The new practice is inadvertently discriminatory. It favors those with flexible schedules while denying students who have earned their place in leadership roles the opportunity to participate. This isn't just an emotional reaction. It is fact-backed by data. Over 200 students have signed a petition asking that clubs remain during the school day. Among the 200 or so signatures are well-respected leaders involved students and fellow athletes. For example, this is just a small portion of students who have signed the petition. Kelvin Samity, our current board representative, Shiza Hussein, Brendan Lell, Ariana Stafaro, Carl Nielsen, Margarita Ikonomova, Class of 2026 President, and Thomas Ferreira, Class of 2027 President, all of which are part of the students who care deeply about South River High School and reflect the diverse needs of our student body. If this many students are raising red flags, it should be a signal to the district that this change does not align with our school's values, especially those outlined in our commitment to social-emotional learning. Thank you.
I don't want to interrupt, but I do want to just say there has been no schedule change finalized as of yet. We've considered several schedules. We've been speaking with the staff about several schedules. We have made no determination that we are eliminating clubs from the lunchtime. That has not been determined at all. And I do want to thank you for sharing your perspective on that as we continue to plan. But that has not been established by no means for the 25-26 school year. And in fact, we're doing the opposite. We're looking to see how we can adjust the schedule, but keep those clubs during the day.
May I continue?
Sure.
We are not here to argue for the past, we're here to work toward a better future. There are multiple viable student-driven solutions that balance the school's logistical needs with our educational and emotional well-being, and they are as follows: a modified C-Day schedule, a rotational club day, monthly activity periods, and a school-wide survey. If a consensus would not be reached, we are proposing a student administration committee to be formed as soon as possible and instituted in order to continue discussions and represent the needs of the student body. A student-led committee will be beneficial as we would meet once a month to work with you, the board, to offer solutions that are sustainable and realistic. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
These suggestions are not meant to be obstacles. They are meant to be used as bridges, offering a path forward, honoring both educational structure and student engagement. Our clubs teach us leadership, teamwork, and identity. Let us be clear, we are not asking for special treatment. We are asking for access, for fairness, and for your trust in our voices. We hope that this board understands that by doing this, we are not resisting change, we are resisting exclusion. By eliminating in-school club time, the district is unintentionally silencing the very students that it aims to empower. We urge you to hear us, to work with us, and to find a solution that puts students first. Respectfully, Miranda Lizardo, Jayla Francois, Nicholas Louise, and Greta Galvakis. Concerned students of South River High School, on behalf of over the 200 voices who want to stay involved and be heard. Thank you.
once again, we do agree with you. We want to do everything we can to maintain the clubs during the day. And as a matter of fact, we do have on our agenda today approvals for some of those club advisors, because we know that those clubs are valuable and meaningful to you, and we want to continue them for next year. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being invested, and thank you for sharing your feedback with us. It's always helpful to us as we continue to make decisions. I applaud your advocacy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And once again, the microphone is open so that the public may address any concern or comment they have for the board. This is on second call. Please state your name and address, and your comments are kept to a 10-minute time limit.
My name is Ashley Borsek, and my address is 6 David Street, South River, New Jersey.
My name is Addison Lyons, and my address is 298 Old Bridge Turnpike.
Hello, and thank you for your time. My name is Ashley Borsek, and like many others here, I am a senior who was present on June 11th. I would like to begin by expressing that I, along with many of my peers, deeply regret the events that took place and the manner in which they took place. That said, I do have
you
some...
think you could speak into the mic a little bit more?
Johnny,
Thank you.
No, you're good. That said, I do have some questions and concerns regarding the actions being taken. Primarily, I would like to understand the reasoning behind the severity of this punishment. Why are we being treated as if we are juvenile delinquents? For participating in a senior prank, something that has been a long-standing tradition. Many of you have been part of this school community for years and have likely witnessed incidents that are more serious, including reports of vandalism involving explosives less than a decade ago. Yet it seems that in this case, the response has been more harsh for us. This situation has had a significant impact on me, not just as a student, but also in my personal life. It has affected my job, my home, and my emotional well-being. It is especially disheartening to see our teachers saddened that we cannot walk through the halls to celebrate our accomplishments. Personally, I was devastated to have to tell my younger sister, who sees me as a role model, that I would not be participating in our senior clap-out. Her tears were a painful reminder of how far-reaching this decision truly is. We, the students, have worked incredibly hard over the past 4 years to reach this milestone. It is disheartening to think that this moment is being taken from us. I ask that you consider the impact of your decision not only on us as students, but on our families, teachers, and the community that has supported us throughout this journey. As someone who has spent 4 years at this high school, I have witnessed many situations quietly overlooked. Yet now what was intended to be a harmless tradition is being met with an unprecedented response. I respectfully urge you to reconsider the consequences being imposed and reflect on how deeply they affect not only us, but everyone who has helped us get to this point. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Addison Lyons, and I'm a proud member of the class of 2025. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me tonight. I'm here to speak on behalf of many of my classmates, not to excuse their actions, but to ask for fairness, context, and most importantly, reconsideration. As many of you know, our senior class took part in a senior prank, a long-standing tradition in our town that goes all the way back to when my own father graduated in 1992 and my grandmother in 1967. We entered the school with the help of a staff member, moved some chairs, rolled out a few gym balls, and threw toilet paper. We did not break anything, we did not destroy property, and most of all, we did not intend harm. Past classes have done far worse, spray painting cameras, releasing farm animals into the halls, yet this year, our class had the police called on us. We were labeled criminals, online we've been called animals, and told we belong in cages. These words don't just hurt, they dehumanize. My boss even thought I was in literal serious trouble and nearly fired me over it, which was incredibly stressful, especially knowing how far other grades had gone without this kind of fallout. And throughout all of this, our district has stayed silent, allowing that narrative to grow. The next morning, many of us showed up to clean, ready to take accountability. We were turned away and told the school was a crime scene. And now, as a result, we've been fined $150 each, despite the mayor confirming that nothing was damaged. We've been assigned community service, and perhaps the most heartbreaking of all, we've been told we cannot attend our senior barbecue or our senior clap-out. I want to focus on the last one, the clap-out. For us, that's not just an event, it's a final walk through the schools we grew up in. It's our way of saying goodbye to the teachers who shaped us and waving to the younger students who look up to us, including my classmates' own siblings. I recently visited one of my former teachers. She showed me the wall where she keeps all of our class photos and told me how much she looked forward to seeing us come back one last time. By denying us a clap out, you're not just punishing us, you're punishing the teachers who poured their hearts into us and the children who would have remembered that moment forever. And I want to point out a specific moment during the senior class meeting. When a student respectfully raised their hand and asked what the damages were, we were told, this is not a conversation. That moment captured exactly what many of us felt. This wasn't leadership, this was a shutdown, and when leadership refuses to listen to students in moments like these, we're not being educated, we are being silenced. We made a mistake, but we showed up to make it right. We've carried the consequences. We're simply asking you to meet us with grace. Please reconsider allowing the senior class of 2025 to participate in our clap out. Let us walk those halls one last time, not as criminals, but as graduates. Let us thank the people who helped raise us. Let us leave the district with pride, not shame. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening with an open heart.
Is there anyone else from the public wishing to address the board with any concern at this time? On second call.
My name is Rachel Borsick. My address is 6 David Street. I have two things to present to you tonight. The first is a letter from the class of 25. Dear Dr. Zurcher and members of the Board of Education, we are writing this to express our deepest regrets and sincerest apologies for the events that took place on June 11th. We understand these events have caused unnecessary disruption and inconvenience. We are truly sorry for in which way they may have impacted the district, the staff, and the reputation of our school community. Please note that it was not the intent to cause any harm or disrespect. We also wish to address any concerns involving Mr. Gilly Herrera, a custodian who has long served our school with dedication and compassion. Mr. Herrera is a good-hearted and hardworking individual who has consistently gone above and beyond in support of both the school and the senior class. He is trusted and respected as a member of our school family, and it is important that he has unfairly been associated with or reprimanded for our adolescents. We are incredibly grateful for all that Mr. Herrera has done, and we respectfully ask that his unwavering support and positive contributions to the school community be taken into full consideration. We hope that long after we graduate, he is allowed to remain working at the high school. Once again, we sincerely apologize and appreciate your understanding and continued support as we work to move forward. With respect and regret, the class of 25. I also have something I put together. Good evening. I would like to start off with how deeply sorry I am. Over the past 4 years at South River High School, I have been an honor student, participated in multiple varsity sports, been a member of student athletic training, a class officer, and a peer leader. These are all things I have built a positive reputation for over the past 4 years, and that has all been taken away from me in the span of an hour. I have had my reputation ruined, names slandered on social media, and lies told about me without the facts being told. Although I will admit what happened was taken too far, and I do regret being there and participating, the way this has all gone about has been taken too far. I was in the building the night of June 11th, but was told by fellow students who organized this we are allowed to be let in to participate in a prank that has been done in the past without consequence. Senior prank has been a tradition for decades and has been taken way further than what my class did without consequence. So, to take away what we have worked for and slander our names is beyond unfair. I accept the community service and am happy to comply with the school to complete it. But to have our senior clap out taken and be given a fine without receipts or a breakdown of what the money is going towards is not okay. Our mayor has been quoted saying, "Nothing stolen, nothing damaged." So, to claim that we are paying for what was damaged makes no sense. I would like to add I am sorry for what has happened and regret showing up, but please consider how far this has been taken and if the punishment is truly justified, or if it has come to the point of just making an example out of your top 25%. So please reconsider allowing our senior class to participate in our senior clap out and understand how deeply sorry we are as a class. Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name is Leah Borselovic. My address is 6 Appleby Avenue, and I'm expressing my concerns for what has happened June 11th. So first, I'd like to start off with expressing how deeply sorry I am for what has happened the last Wednesday night. If I could go back to that day, I would without a doubt do it because I did not know the outcome of the situation would be what it is today. But I'd like to start off, there's 720 days in 4 years of high school, 180 in 1 year. But all because of one night, 30 minutes to an hour, toilet paper and plastic wrap, I have to suffer because of it. I am a 4-year varsity athlete for 3 of our school sports, as well as a varsity sports manager for wrestling. I've participated in Mr. South River, Powder Puff, and so many other school events. I've even been a peer leader for the past 2 years, helping and assisting freshmen whenever they need help, and my class is co-treasurer for all 4. I, along with almost every student that night, has made a difference in this school. And yet, they want to exclude us from an event that shows off all that pride. I'm a head coach for the South River Recreational Cheer Team and a coach for the South River Little League. I have children waiting to see me walk by. They look up to me and want to see me but because of this situation, I am not allowed to. I paid the fine. I'm doing my community service. Why must I continue to suffer along with my other classmates? Not even let my own siblings watch me walk by and be proud of me for all that I have done and all that I have accomplished for this school. I've completed all my course requirements, maintained a GPA of a 4.54, and dedicated my time to numerous amounts of school events to make that event worthwhile to attend. Why must me, along with 50 other students, suffer all because of that night? Please don't ruin the clap out. Don't exclude me and other students from an event that shows off all the hard work that we have done for the past 720 days and the dedication that we've done to the school. I paid the fine. I'm doing my community service. And on top of that, I'm suffering every day watching grown adults degrade me and degrade my classmates, getting called and referred to as animals, compared to criminals, and a whole bunch of other derogatory words, all because of this. And now, that is a punishment in itself. The toll it is taking on mental health is unfair and unnecessary. Scared by all the threats made by grown adults, and it truly does affect mental health. You guys know there was no damage and there was nothing stolen, as said by our mayor of the town. And yet our names are still being dragged through the mud. I can speak for myself and some of my other classmates, and we all are truly sorry for what has happened, and we do take accountability for what is going on. But I can say, and I do stand by this, that we were outside those school doors by 7:10 a.m. to take accountability and clean up the school. So please hear this out, and please reconsider your punishments, as this was all said from a student's point of view on what has happened during those events. And please reconsider adding our senior clap out and senior barbecue back into this, because that is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and this will be the only time we are allowed to experience that. Thank you for your time and attention. Have a good day.
I do want to say to those of you who have spoken to so far, first of all, we truly, and I know the board feels the same way, we truly appreciate your sentiments. We truly appreciate the apology. We truly appreciate that you have come to understand this experience and even regret it. So we really thank you for coming to the mic, coming in public, and being able to say that. That takes a lot, and we really recognize you for that. I want to say, in terms of, it's been mentioned a few times, and I want to give some clarity to this. we understand that perhaps the intent was to come in and clean. But the building by that time was under investigation. We could not allow anybody to go in, and we're not going to debate whether it should have been or whether it was, it wasn't, it was. And at that time, for the safety of our staff, for the safety of our students, the police needed to make sure that, one, the building was safe, because we didn't know when we walked in the extent of what took place. It took us a while to evaluate. It took us a while to inventory to make sure that nothing was taken. It took us time to, of course, really analyze and understand the extent of what took place. And at that time, the police were not allowing anyone into the building, not staff, not students. So while we recognize your intent may have been to come and help to clean, we did not receive that message from anyone via email, a phone call, and if you spoke to somebody outside of the building at that time, the building was not able to be entered. So I just wanted to clarify that. I also want to give some clarity to the conversation about previous pranks and what's taken place in the past. I have been in the district for, this is my 8th year, so I've been here, I've seen pranks. In my time here in the district, those pranks were done with the coordination and knowledge of our senior advisors or a teacher. This is the first time that I'm aware of that this was not coordinated or at least acknowledged by one of the senior advisors who supported the students in doing some sort of creative prank. This year was different from years past in the experience that I have had in the district, and I want to communicate that. I'll leave it for anybody else who has comment at this time.
Is there anyone else from the public who has a comment?
This one? Yeah, I think so.
My name is Doreen Zadlock. I'm a teacher at South River Middle School. I live at 13 Dane Street in Saraville, New Jersey, and I've lived there for the last 42 years. I have to say, I've loved these students. I've taught these students. I've tried to be a good role model for them. I've supported them in their academics and in their sports career. But I have to say, I agree with Dr. Zurcher's letter that she sent out, and I am a little bit embarrassed, only for the second time in my life, to say that I'm from South River. The other time was at a football game, a consolation game. And when the kids got put on a bus and the game was ended and the JVs had to play. 2 times out of 65 years, I could say I'm not proud. I sat with my mother, helping her get her pills, and saw our school on the news. That was the first I had heard of it, and she was upset. She said, how could they do that to their school? I know nothing was completely destroyed, but I think this is a good life lesson that you have consequences for what you do, what you say, how you act, and I believe that you might think better of a choice you make the next time if you have a little stiffer punishment. I think it's been pretty fair, to be honest with you. I know most of them. I don't know who exactly was involved, only whoever came up here today. But I love them. I want the best for them. But it was really not the best choice. You're almost 18 years old. Some of you may be 18 years old. And when you leave our lovely little community here and you go out in the world and you do something, you're going to face consequences. And they may not be very good, but you have to really think about what you do and how you act every single day. And I am disappointed, I will say, that our school was on the national news for something that is really silly. I mean, a prank. You had 4 good years of high school. Mrs. Zurcher has put banners in the parking lot. She's gotten new uniforms. She's put a new stadium in. She's put a new field in, all to try to make it a better experience for everyone. And I know a lot of the other teachers feel the same way that I do. Me, myself, I loved our old stadium, and I miss it. But it was historic. It was built by the WPA during the what am I trying to say? When we had the 1929 stock market crash. Can't think of the word right now. But I'm sure they're sorry. I really think they are. I've done things I regretted before in my life too. But I've also had to pay the price. As a 1978 graduate, I don't remember pranks. I think that's more of a new thing. I haven't heard of it. I just feel like maybe we always overlook every little thing. We give everybody opportunities because we love the kids and we want the best for them. But someday they're going to learn a hard lesson and we're not going to be there to help them. And I hope that it did teach them something. I always look forward to clap out too. Right now I don't know how I feel about it. But I don't usually say a lot except at referees, at sporting events. But I feel like I have to because I feel bad. I feel bad for them. I think maybe when I was in high school, I went on one trip to Great Adventure in 1974. The reason we didn't go to Washington like everyone else is because years before us, they were bad. I don't know, it might have been that 1967 class, I don't know. But we didn't go on a trip. And you know what? That was life. I missed a fun day when I was in kindergarten because there was a measles outbreak and I got it. That's part of life. We can't protect them from every single thing. There's going to be things that aren't fair. I wasn't very athletic. I couldn't be on the cheer squad, so I did my cheering from the stadium. You're not going to always get what you want. I know you love your kids. We all love them, but they need to learn some hard lessons before they go out in the world, and they need to be responsible and make us proud. Don't forget, you represent all of us. The teachers, the board, the parents. I think you really need to own it and deal with what the punishment is. If I go and I run through red lights or I kill somebody with a car accident, I don't mean to, but it's an analogy.
Order. Mrs. Zedek has the floor.
I just think that there are some things, it's little things, it's big things, but you really have to think about it. You're going to be adults, you're going to be voting for people, you're going to be making decisions, you're going to be running our world someday. And I think the kids really have to think about, what did they do? Was it right? Was it wrong? And maybe just take the punishment and learn from it. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you. Any comment? You do? Now? Oh.
Hi, everybody. My name is Raquel Ruggiero. Everybody calls me Rocky. I live at 8 Northwoods Place in Howell, New Jersey. It's been a long day. Respectfully, I just wanted to add, I love these kids. They did go over the top. They went into administration offices, which is not cool. But this is a tradition that they felt comfortable doing. They might have went about it the wrong way. All I'm saying is I've only been here a few years, and what I'd like to just say is when I met them freshman year, they were so excited to look at each other and say, you know what, in 4 years, we're going to walk through the schools and we're going to see our kindergarten teachers and our first grade teachers, and they're going to look at us the way we looked at our seniors. And now they're not going to be able to do that over not the best idea. They didn't go through it the right way, but they saw the pranks over the years. We're all human, and we all make mistakes, and maybe I'm making a mistake right now speaking up, but I just want to say, just grant them some grace with the clap out, all right? That's all I'm just saying. All right.
Good evening. My name is Veronica Medina Jackson, and I am a parent of a high school senior. I thank you for this opportunity that we get to present to the board today. I believe you heard many stories from our students in terms of longstanding traditions, and many of you on this board are aware of those traditions. We are not excusing their behavior, but we are supporting them as parents. They have taken accountability. Many of them have already started community service. Many of them have to pay fines, up until the point where they entered school today and was also given another consequence. I, at that time, emailed, and thankfully it was able to be resolved. I do believe at this point we do need to give these children, students, grace. I understand that their actions may not have been appropriate, but there have been many times that our own actions have not been appropriate. I also ask for reconsideration of the clap out being taken away from them. My own daughter completed her community service in East Brunswick. We live in South River. I would have liked her to complete service here. I would have liked her to have the opportunity to mentor and speak maybe to the middle school students that are coming up to the high school, and maybe explaining what some of those traditions are, the rules and procedures around those traditions. So instead of taking the clap out away, maybe we can allow our students, you guys have some creative staff, allow them the opportunity to go into the schools and maybe have a discussion and foster community and mentorship within our own school system. So I thank you for the opportunity. I thank you for assisting to resolve the matter that occurred today. These students are proud to be able to wear their cords moving forward. They have worked very hard the last 4 years. I saw them in middle school riding bikes outside with masks on because they didn't want to lose that sense of community. So at this point, while I don't agree that they didn't get permission, but I believe we all knew that this was the week that a senior prank was going to take place. So again, I thank you. I respectfully come before you, and I do ask for reconsideration of those senior activities that have been taken away. Thank you.
Is there anyone else from the public wishing to speak for any matters concerning the board? On second call?
Hi, I'm Lara Dominguez. My address is 13 Tice Avenue, South River, New Jersey. To the esteemed members of the Board of Education, I am writing to express my sincere regret regarding the senior prank that occurred on June 11th. As a member of the graduating class, I take full responsibility for the disruption caused by rearranging the school furniture, and the excessive use of toilet paper. We understand that our actions were inappropriate and placed unnecessary burdens on the custodial staff. We are especially concerned to learn about the negative impact on Gilly, who has been a dedicated janitor at our school for many years. Gilly had no involvement in our prank. It is deeply unfortunate that Gilly has faced disciplinary measures as a result. He is known throughout the school community as a wonderful and reliable individual, and it is unjust that he should suffer consequences for something he did not participate in. Therefore, we respectfully request that the Board of Education reconsider the disciplinary action against Gilly. We are prepared to provide a detailed account of what happened and are committed to resolving this situation as best as we can. We sincerely hope that a thorough review will lead to Gilly's reinstatement, allowing him to continue his valued service to our school community. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to address the board on second call and on third call? This closes this public session of the Board of Education meeting. Dr. Zurcher, I believe you had some comments?
Sure. No, I want to close this portion by just saying that by no means do we feel that one event is representative of who our students are. We look forward to seeing you at graduation. We look forward to seeing you at graduation rehearsal. We look forward for standing up for you at that graduation, applauding your achievements at that graduation. And we really do once again appreciate that you came forth tonight with an apology and just with recognition of what took place. So we thank you for that. We also appreciate that regardless of whether we may differ on our interpretation of what took place, we appreciate that people do come out when there is an issue for discussion. We welcome that, and we thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Zurcher. We have no more business to come before the board. We have no executive session. So seeing that, there is a motion for adjournment.
Nielsen.
By Vice President Nielsen. And is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Young Yao. All in favor? Aye. This meeting is adjourned.